We now approach the last lesson of Dr. Hill's fabulous philosophy. It is not only the last lesson, but also the most greatest. And the author, Dr. Napoleon Hill. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We come now to the end of the line, lesson 17, the climax of the entire philosophy of personal achievement. The title of it is the law of cosmic habit force. The law of cause and effect, the principle of natural law, of the universe. The purpose of this lesson is to determine the law of which one acquires habit. It is independent in its scope and power, that it may be difficult of understanding except by those who have a comprehensive knowledge of science. This law is known as cosmic habit force, is pertaining to the universe and the laws which govern it. It is the law by which the equilibrium of the whole universe is maintained in orderliness. It is an established habit. The law forces every living thing and every inanimate particle of matter to adhere to and follow the vibrations of its environment, including, of course, the thinking habits of mankind. The purpose of this course, on which the previous lessons are based, has been designed to enable one to establish habits that lead to financial security, health, and peace of mind necessary for happiness. In this lesson, we examine briefly the established law of nature, which makes all habits permanent. With the application of the principles of this philosophy, one may set up the pattern of any desired habit, after which the habit is taken over by cosmic habit force and may be carried on automatically. These are the habits fixed by the law of cosmic habit force. The stars and planets, as they are established in their fixed courses. Think what an astounding thing it is. For eons and eons, they have been moving to on their destiny, releasing themselves to what is called chaos. And the seasons of the year, the reproduction and growth of everything that grows from the sun to the earth. Seed reproducing precisely its own kind without variation. The reproduction of every living thing, from the smallest insect and the microscopic infusoria on up to man. The chemical actions and reactions of matter, from the smallest particle of matter, the electrons and protons, to the largest particles of matter as they exist in the stars. All actions and reactions of matter are based on the fixed habits of cosmic habit force. The perpetuation of every living thing through the sex principle. Each seed reproduces its own kind, but each individual reproduction is modified by the vibrations, that is, the environmental influences of the environment in which it exists. Thought habits of individuals are automatically fixed and made permanent by cosmic habit force, no matter whether they are negative or positive. The individual creates the pattern of his thought by repetition of thought given on a different subject. The law of cosmic habit force takes over these patterns and makes them permanent unless they are broken up by the will of the individual. Man is the only living creature that is equipped with the power of choice to establish his own thought pattern. Let us now consider the practical applications one may make of this great benefit. Physical health. The individual may contribute to the healthful maintenance of his physical body by establishing habit patterns in connection with the following subjects. Thinking. A positive mind leads to the development of what is known as a health consciousness. and cosmic habit force carries on that learn to its logical conclusion. They carry out the picture of an ill health consciousness created by the thought habits of the hypochondriac, even to the extent of producing the physical and mental symptoms of any disease on which the individual may fix his thought habits. Here, see the lesson on health maintenance for further details on that. Eating. The mental attitude and the thought patterns established while one is eating, and during the following 2 or 3 hours while the food is being broken down to a liquid form introduced into the body through the blood, may determine whether the food enters the body in a suitable form or the maintenance of health. It is a well-established fact that the power of one's thought enters into and becomes a vital part of the energy that is carried into the body through the food. Worry, fear, and all negative thoughts poison the food. Therefore, controlled thought habits during mealtime is of the utmost importance to the maintenance of sound health. And work. Here, too, mental chemistry becomes a vital ally in the of the family that is working on every cell of the body while one is engaged in physical action. Therefore, work should become a religious ceremony with which only positive thoughts are mixed. The famous Mill brothers in Rochester, Minnesota, have discovered that the important factors must be observed to maintain sound physical health. Equal balancing between thought habits of work and play, love and worship. Work must be one with worship must be mixed with love and health in some form. Here it is a sound explanation of one of the major reasons for adopting and following the habit of going the extra mile. It is ranging in service and one is paid for. And then it is in a pleasing mental attitude. This habit not only benefits one economically, it enables one to work with a mental attitude that leads to physical health. For comparison, consider the person who has the habit of griping and who performs fireworks constantly in a negative frame of mind. It's a way that such individuals are physically well, but they are constantly ailing, some of it real, some of it imaginary, but all of it destructive of sound health. In the elimination of body weight, this process takes place in the liver, the lungs, the brain, and the alimentary canal. These eliminative processes can orderly when supported by the proper thought habits and diet habits, both habits being taken over and made permanent by cosmic habit force. It does this major purpose. Through the combination of the principles of this philosophy, one may condition his mind and body to hand over to cosmic habit force the exact picture of his thought habits, the financial status he wishes to maintain, and these will be automatically picked up and carried out to their logical conclusion by an inexorable law of nature which knows no such reality as failure. This philosophy is the medium by which one's thought habits may be controlled until they are taken over by cosmic habit force. And it is well to hear the conversation to the fact that no one has ever been able to become financially independent without having first established a prosperity conscience, just as no one may remain physically well without having first established a health consciousness. It's a fact well known to psychologists that poverty-stricken people maintain a poverty consciousness. Some of them from early childhood on through life. They think in terms of poverty. They fear poverty. They talk poverty. They expect poverty. And that is precisely what they attract to themselves through this great law of cosmic habit force. Now, it's a matter of fixation. Inner fixation. Disease fixation. The one taken to a doctor is something to be dreaded. It connotes a fixed tendency of the mind to cling to the belief in a given form of illness, and all such illness is most difficult to cure. Fixations occur more frequently in connection with such diseases as cancer, tuberculosis, leprosy, and diabetes. Mental habits become fixed also, including both the cognitive consciousness and the prosperity consciousness. Through the law of habit force and these poverty, imagination illness, lack, grief, jealousy, dishonesty, drifting without aim or purpose, instability of mental attitude, vanity, apathy, criticism, sadism, and the will to injure others. And here are some of the positives subject to fixation by the law of cosmic habit force. Restlessness of a major purpose in life, making a fixation by all means, faith, initiative, enthusiasm, willingness to go the extra mile, imagination, the traits of a pleasing personality, accurate thinking, and all the other traits recommended in this philosophy of individual achievement. One should develop fixations by all means, but one should take care to see that they are fixations on the subject of that which one wants, not that which one does not want. Everything one does is a result of habit. Sometimes it's involuntary, such as the habit of breathing, circulation of the blood through the heartbeat. Habits are made permanent unless spoken up by the Napoleon Hill as a law of cosmic habit force. The way to know when habit is by controlled habit. You can make your habits what you wish them to be. All habits that are voluntary begin by the control of one's thought habit. And these happen to be the only thing over which the Creator has given man complete, unchallenged, and unchallengeable control. Nature breaks up established habits of man ever so often through war, economic depression, epidemics of disease, and other ways. All this breaking up process is a means to for growth. In politics, the introduction of basic superstition religion, the old way of dealing with workers, and the all of wars as a means of settling differences between nations. Nature is on the mark, and the direction is forward, not backward. The phase of world chaos is the Creator's way of preparing the world for a better system of human relationships. Nature often tears down, reshapes, and rebuilds that which does not conform to her own scheme. Physical heredity, maintained through cosmic habit force, is the means of perpetuating religious, political views, and so forth, both facts and truths. Communists are making an organized drive all over the world to indoctrinate the minds of the youth with the idea of communism, application of social heredity. Any idea, plan, or purpose which is repeatedly submitted to the mind of any person will be taken over by the law of cosmic habit force and made into a definite pattern. This law will carry out to the logical conclusion of that pattern. This explains why it is so necessary for one to develop a success consciousness by applying the 17 principles of the science of personal achievement. Definiteness of purpose. The object in writing it out and repeating it daily as a prayer is solely to impress a clear picture of it on the subconscious section of the brain until the brain has been forced by the law of cosmic habit force to recognize the picture and devise ways and means of translating it into its material equivalent. Practical ways and means are used always, not supernatural. This philosophy knows nothing about supernatural application of law. But this thinker is in harmony with nature's purpose in having created man with a free mind to be used as he so desires. In blind faith, following the principles laid down in the lesson on faith, has the effect of giving one's sufficient purpose, sufficient fertilizer in faith, that is, giving it that it is living in a single time in the atmosphere in which to germinate and grow. We call this a success conscious. It's going the extra mile. Conditions one's mind it becomes to remain positive, which also has the effect of creating a favorable environment in which cosmic habit force can operate freely without opposition in the conscious mind. And the mastermind, it sets up a favorable condition for the operation of cosmic habit force by removing personal limitations and developing faith. Self-discipline very definitely creates a favorable environment for the operation of cosmic habit force. All self-imposed limitations, fears, and negative emotions, without discipline, control the mind and set up a favorable environment for a heavenlier consciousness. Pleasing personality provides a system of self-analysis by which one may rate himself in the greatest qualities of a pleasing personality. This lesson prepares the student to spell his way through life with a minimum of opposition from others, and aids in the development of qualities which attract friendly cooperation from others. This initiative gives an outline of the factors which constitute sound leadership, 31 in number, and provides an analysis chart by which one may rate himself on these important success factors. Profiting by failure. This lesson presents an outline of the 40 major causes of failure with an analysis chart to which the student may rate himself on each of these negative factors to often stand in the way of success. Accurate thinking. This lesson focuses to create accurate thinking and give you the simple fundamentals by which to determine the difference between fact and fiction and the difference between important facts and unimportant facts. Creative vision. This lesson outlines the difference between synthetic imagination and creative vision, calling attention to the fact that creative vision is the means by which one may procure dependable facts directly through infinite intelligence. Success in its highest form, the crowning climax of which is peace of mind, is attained little by little, day by day, by the process of mind conditioning through the 17 principles of the science of personal achievement, which enables one to take full possession of his own mind and to direct it to whatever ends he may desire through fixed habits of his own making. This higher degree of success is built like a prefabricated house from carefully shaped parts and materials which have been patterned by a definite blueprint and carefully inspected for soundness before the parts are placed in the pattern. Architect who builds this pattern is the great inexorable law of cosmic habit force. These habits are a monster so frightful a means that to be hated need to be seen. But seen to all, we enter with their faith, we first endure, then pity, then embrace. And the law of cosmic habit force weaves its web around all habits of past. We have that turns like a cobweb, very close to be as strong as a cable. The Creator has set up an automatic system of natural law by the direction of the universe. All these laws they do and are guided by the overall law of cosmic habit force. You start the to develop. The cosmic habit force will take over the pattern and make it a fixation. Important basic fundamentals of this lesson. The most important known to mankind consists in the definite knowledge that the Creator has given man complete control over but one thing, and that is the control of the mind, the power of thinking, making one's mental attitude whatever he desires it to be. And secondly, gain complete control over the mind, the Creator has provided the means by which one may take full benefit from this gift. It consists of the law of cosmic habit force, by which self-made habit patterns will be taken over and made into fixations to operate automatically. The conditions necessary to make effective use of the law of cosmic habit force are these. There must be a purpose and a plan for its fulfillment worked out by the individual. The plan must be properly timed according to the nature and extent of the purpose. There must be a constant repetition of the purpose and finally emotionalized condition. until the very fixed in the subconscious mind. The purpose must be backed by unyielding belief based on its fulfillment. Whether you recognize this truth or not, you are making use of cosmic habit force every minute of your life. Your every thought, bad, negative, or positive, is being picked up by cosmic habit force and woven into the pattern of your character. This explains why people go through life with their thoughts predominantly fixed on fears and worries and doubts, never find success or peace of mind, but live in misery and poverty. Whatever the mind wills upon, that is what cosmic habit force attracts you on. One should have a definite technique for the application of the cosmic habit force so it will attract you then to all the things of life. Where cosmic habit force should be applied to determined circumstances in order to take possession of the mind as nature provided it, are here presented. Number one, definiteness of purpose, major and minor purpose. Definite routine for developing health consciousness. In the development and maintenance of a positive mental attitude. The habit of taking personal inventory every 6 months with an accurate listing of all assets and liabilities, including both tangible and intangible things. In the development of a system for applying the principle of going the extra mile in your job or profession or business or source of income. In a system of the 6 departments of the mind, as shown in the chart, which accompanies